Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your life is still moving, but you are no longer part of it? You wake up in the morning, but you don't feel rested. You go through your day, but nothing feels meaningful. Things that used to make you happy don't affect you the same way anymore. And slowly, something heavier takes its place. A constant fatigue, a lack of motivation, a quiet emptiness that stays with you. And at some point, a question appears. Why do I feel like this when everything seems normal? If you have ever felt this way, you are not alone. And here is something very important you need to understand from the beginning. Depression is not just sadness. It is a complex condition that changes how your brain, body, and emotions work together. And in this video, we are going to go deep. We will understand what depression really is, how it develops, what happens inside your brain, why it feels so difficult to escape, and most importantly, what you can actually do to start moving forward. So stay with me until the end, because this understanding can change how you see yourself and your situation. Hello, I'm Dr. Yusoka. Now, let's go step by step. Because depression is one of the most misunderstood conditions in the world. Many people reduce it to a simple idea: feeling sad. But depression is not just a feeling. It is a state that affects your entire system. Depression is a mental health condition that affects mood, thinking, behavior, and physical function over time. But the key point is this: it is persistent. It does not disappear after a good day. It does not go away with simple distraction. It stays. And it changes how you experience everything. Your thoughts become slower or more negative. Your emotions become dull or overwhelming. Your energy decreases. Your ability to enjoy things fades. So depression is not just emotional. It is neurological and physiological. Let's describe this in a real and honest way. Depression does not always look dramatic from the outside. Sometimes it is invisible. You may still go to work. You may still talk to people. You may still complete tasks. But inside, it feels different. You feel disconnected. You feel tired without a clear reason. You lose interest in things you used to enjoy. You feel mentally slow or overwhelmed. And one of the most difficult parts is this: you cannot always explain why you feel this way. There is no clear trigger. But the feeling remains. Now, let's simplify the biology. Your brain uses chemical signals to regulate mood, motivation, and emotional balance. These include systems related to serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. In depression, these systems may become imbalanced. This affects motivation, pleasure focus, emotional stability. At the same time, the brain's stress system can become overactive. This creates a state where you feel mentally exhausted, you struggle to relax, you feel overwhelmed by simple tasks. So depression is not just in your head. It is a real change in brain function. One of the most misunderstood symptoms is lack of energy. People often say, just get up and do something. But in depression, the ability to initiate action is reduced. The system that creates motivation is affected. So even small tasks can feel overwhelming. This is not laziness. It is a reduced activation state in the brain. Depression often creates a loop. Low energy leads to less activity. Less activity leads to less stimulation. Less stimulation leads to lower mood. Lower mood leads to even less activity. And this cycle continues. Over time, it becomes harder to break. Now, listen carefully. The problem is not just how you feel. The problem is the cycle your brain is stuck in. And that means something very important. If you change the cycle, you can change the direction. There is no single cause. Depression usually develops from multiple factors interacting over time. Chronic stress, unresolved emotional experiences, genetic predisposition, sleep disruption, social isolation, major life changes. Sometimes there is a clear trigger. Sometimes there is none, and both are valid. And many people with depression experience repetitive negative thinking. This is not just thinking too much. It is a pattern. The brain becomes focused on past mistakes, future worries, self-criticism, and this creates mental fatigue. Over time, it reinforces the depressive state. Here is something very important. Trying to think your way out of depression often does not work, because depression is not just a thinking problem, it is a state problem. And states are changed through action, environment, and biology, not just thoughts. Now let's move into the most important part. What can help you move forward? 1. Structure your day. Depression removes structure from life. Days start to feel unorganized and heavy. Creating simple routines can help your brain feel more stable. Wake up at a consistent time. Eat regularly. Plan small tasks. Structure creates predictability, and predictability reduces mental load. 2. Start small, not big. This is one of the most important principles. Do not try to change everything at once. Start small, very small. Getting out of bed, taking a short walk, completing one simple task. These small actions begin to break the cycle. 3. Move your body. Physical movement has a direct effect on brain chemistry. It can improve mood and energy, but it does not need to be intense. Consistency is more important than intensity. 4. Regulate sleep. Sleep and mood are deeply connected. Irregular sleep can worsen depressive symptoms. Try to maintain a consistent sleep schedule. Even small improvements matter. 5. Reduce isolation. Depression often pushes people into isolation. But connection is important. Even small interactions can help. Talking to a friend, spending time with family, being around others. This helps your brain reconnect. 6. Seek support when needed. Sometimes, support is necessary. This can include therapy or professional guidance. Getting help is not a weakness. It is a step toward improvement. Now let's change perspective. You do not need to feel better instantly. You just need to move slightly forward, because progress in depression is gradual. Improvement is not sudden happiness. It is subtle. A little more energy, a little more focus, a little less heaviness. These small changes build over time. Depression can make you feel stuck, but being stuck does not mean you cannot move. Even the smallest action is progress, and progress matters. If you are experiencing depression, and I want you to understand this clearly, you are not alone, and what you are feeling is real. But it is also something that can change with time, understanding, and consistent small steps. If this video helped you, support the channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing your thoughts in the comments, because your experience might help someone else who is feeling the same way. And remember, you don't need to fix everything today. You just need to take one step forward. This is Dr. Yusoka.